who I adore for just coming up with such an old school analog solution to a new age problem. Have you noticed that you can't speak as freely online as what you would think we would be able to in a free country? Have you noticed that there's this thing called online censorship, and so much of what you say or want to say either disappears or just never gets seen by anybody? Censorship is a problem. Online censorship is a particular problem because it's so easy for it to be done. So how do you overcome online censorship? You go offline. You put out billboards for people to see as they're driving past. There is absolutely nothing that Mark Zuckerberg or the E. Karen Julie Inman Grant can do about billboards on the side of the road. So would you please put your hands together and welcome Wade Nordhausen from the Billboard Battalion.
Thanks, Topher. G'day everybody. Wade Nordhausen, Billboard Battalion. Thanks for that great introduction, Topher, and thanks to everybody who has been speaking here today, and also who we're going to hear from further on in today. I've been involved in the politics side for around 40 odd years, and we came up with the idea for Billboard Battalion a couple of years ago as the next sort of thing, the next gen of what we were doing to get around a lot of the censorship that we were seeing from all the social media and all the mainstream media. So, you know, we travel around the countryside. We've just come back from a tour of New South Wales, Queensland and parts of Western Australia, where we go and do presentations all over the country and, you know, about all sorts of different issues. And I'm very, very pleased to see that we're still getting a huge amount of requests to go all over the country and speak and present on the issues that we do. So today here we're looking at, you know, these national parks, which are in fact a national disaster. That's what they in fact are. And last year we spoke up at Dargo and also down at Traralgon, where the timber industry is being shut down. We're asked to go down there and present and speak about the things. So I just wanted to say a few things that possibly haven't been covered. And, you know, we're looking at a lot of the issues going around in terms of our land usage right across Australia, in fact. And these national parks, for people who might not be aware, are not just something that they're coming up with that's good for the environment or good for anything else. What we're dealing with these national park shutdowns and lockouts is part of an international agenda that the Australian governments have all signed up to, and they're a part of an international agenda to get us out of rural and regional areas, out of bush areas, out of country areas, and restrict the population to areas inside metropolitan. And that's what they want. They want to get people out of the bush, out of the scrub, and out of the country. They want to affect our farmers. They want to affect our industries that work and operate in the bush. We're seeing the shutdown of timber all across the country, and I wanted to highlight a few things that people might not know, and they're going to affect every one of us, and what is the basis of these shutdowns of these so-called national parks. We've been dealing a lot with areas across in Western Victoria. Now we're seeing 10 of the Shire councils in Western Victoria now are being affected and being signed up by governments to agreements that are being given the power of control of these Shire areas to very, very tiny Aboriginal land councils. And this is happening across Victoria. It will happen across the whole state unless we can do something about it. And at the minute, the Barangi-Gadjin Land Council is taking control of 10 of our shires, and that's Mildura, West Wimmera, Northern Grampians, Southern Grampians, Buloke, Hindmarsh, Pyrenees, Yarriambiack, Horsham and Ararat. We're looking at 36,000 square kilometres where a very, very tiny group of people in this land council, this Aboriginal Land Council, are going to take control and authority over those Shire councils and everything that happens in it. So we need to be, and these are one of the things that I speak to, we need people to be aware of why these things are happening. And with education and knowledge of why things are happening, and that it's going to affect so many people right across the board in planning, in land usage, in what can happen in biodiversity, biosecurity, cultural stuff, the water, resources. You know, this is the sort of stuff that I speak to, and this is what we want people to understand in terms of, you know, why we're dealing with what we're dealing with these national park shutdowns. So we have to fight this as hard as we possibly can. We've seen our timber industry falling over. That is part of a specific plan. We've seen timber coming out of Tasmania into Victoria to be processed. Absolutely ridiculous, the stupidest thing you've ever heard. But they don't want people to have the enjoyment of our high country or our bush country. They don't want people to be able to relax and to be able to do what we've done. Our kids are not going to be able to do what we've done as we were kids and as we grew up in our families. We won't be able to go camping and take the kids out the bush. We won't be able to enjoy that kind of interaction with nature. They're shutting down so many things now. So we're getting a bit of a wind up here, which is good. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have a bit of a quick say here today. So everybody, keep up the fight, stay aware, stay on the ball, and do not let them get the better of us. This is our country. We are not going to let some scummy politicians take our country from us. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Wade Neuhausen. Now, you can't miss him, he's very tall, so if you want to support the work of the Billboard Battalion, go and find him and get behind him.